can't find nothing on the radio.
You ready, Steve?
Welcome to Songology. He's Bruce.
He's Richard.
And this is another episode from our Song of the Day archives.
Enjoy.
Welcome back, Bruce. This is show 101, or song 101, as we move into the next 100 songs. What are we kicking it off with to wrap up the week?
We're kicking off to wrap up?
Yes.
Boy, I can tell you're really a professional radio guy.
I can butcher the language left, right, and center.
Did you go to school to learn to talk like that?
In fact, I did.
Oh, good for you.
And I got honors.
Awesome. Well, your song 101, the end of the week, we're going to have a look at the Pointer Sisters, who made 7 trips to the top 10, never got a number 1, twice got number 2. But I thought it only appropriate to use their song Fire, which was a number 2 hit for them, but which is in fact a Bruce Springsteen song.
Right.
So Pointer Sisters covered this and did better with it than Springsteen did.
That must hurt.
Well, you got to feel for Springsteen, right? Poor old Springsteen. One thing I didn't mention on Monday when we were talking about Dancing in the Dark, it was kept out of the number 1 slot by 2 different songs. Duran Duran's The Reflex, and that was what was there first, and then Prince with When Doves Cry leapfrogged over top of Springsteen to take number 1, and he never got in there. The Pointer Sisters cover of Fire was kept out of number 1 by Rod Stewart. And Do You Think I'm Sexy? So without answering that question, I don't think Rod's particularly sexy, do you?
No.
There you go. But the Pointer Sisters, very, very big in the late 70s, early 80s. There's actually 4 of them. They only ever really hit as a trio. It started out with... Actually, if you want to go back far enough, it starts out as a duo. June and Bonnie Pointer started performing back in 1969. Later on, Sister Anita joined them. Then Sister Ruth joined them. Then Bonnie left for a solo career. Thought she could make it as a solo artist. Didn't do anything for her as a solo artist, but it's June and Anita and Ruth that really took off and had all of the hits. Later on, in a sort of a strange twist, Bonnie sued them, which I sure made for awkward family gatherings, but they eventually buried the hatchet and now get along reasonably well. June Pointer, unfortunately, passed away in 2006. She performed with her sisters up until 2004, but then passed away of cancer in 2006. Ruth's daughter, Issa, replaced June, and then now when they perform, Ruth's granddaughter actually has taken Issa's slot. Granddaughter is named Sadako or Sadeko. I don't know how you pronounce that, but anyway,
you butcher the language as well.
Well, I'm making a guess, right? Who knows? The Pointers were kept out of the number 1 slot by Rod Stewart. Later on, this was in 78, was the Fire, charting at number 2. In 81, they returned to the number 2 slot with a song called Slow Hand, and the number 1 slot was held at that time by Diana Ross and Lionel Richie singing about endless love, which is a really kind of a sappy ballad, if you remember that one.
Yes.
I thought Slow Hand was a better song, but what do I know, right? Anyway, so this was, among other things, this was the source of a kind of an amusing little spoof. Robin Williams used to perform Fire in the voice of Elmer Fudd, and that was a unique and amusing little experience.
Yeah, I love it when I hear those clips of him doing that.
So this sort of wraps up our Be My Number 2 week. I have a few more of these, and so we'll do this again at some point in the future. But by way of, I'm not going to foreshadow all the time, but by way of foreshadowing, I can tell you on Monday, we're going to have the only Bruce Springsteen song that ever got to number 1, and it wasn't his version that did it. But leaving that aside, here are the Pointer Sisters with Fire.
As usual, I have to stop it right there while we work out the fair use rules on YouTube. This is our first week of Be My Number 2. Artists or bands never made it to the number 1 spot on the Hot 100 list. As usual, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. You can visit us on Facebook or our website, songology.ca. Now here's your chance to listen to the music or go on to the next episode. Or hear a dog bark.